What's going on, everybody? Golden Boy here, and I'm in LA for EA Play and E3, and Google just finished their Direct. That's right, the cloud-based console platform wars are officially on. Now I'm here to tell you the reasons why I think Google Stadia might actually be worth it, and some of the big things that we heard about from their first ever Direct. So to kick things off, we had Phil Harrison, who by the way was rocking some Dynamite ones, talking about some of the games that you're going to see in the Stadia platform. You would expect the Ubisoft titles to be there. We also saw Destiny 2, and Bungie revealed the new content that should be making its way after their departure from Activision. We also got a new game called Guilt that looked like a kid's game at first and then got super dark very quickly. That actually looked like a very interesting title to keep your eyes on for sure. But as well, there was just really a lot of questions that we had, and Google definitely came through with the answers, most notably regarding the connection speeds, because this is one of the reasons why I am personally concerned for Google Stadia. I think that it's going to be a very fun way to play games, especially for those who may not have the ability to play games with incredible hardware and incredible equipment. But the connection speeds, this was the part that concerned me. So in order for you to get 4K 60 FPS as well as HDR, you'd have to be somewhere around 30 megabits per second on your download speed. And then the graph that they use also went as far down as 5 Mbps, which, to be fair, a lot of people in the United States have really crappy internet, mostly because of monopolies and the way our government just doesn't regulate those kinds of things. But whatever, that's neither here nor there. We're not going to get into it. But I will say that the conversation regarding internet service providers and what they give to the consumer for the price that we pay is starting to become more and more of an issue, and platforms like Stadia are going to highlight that even more so. Now, the question on everyone's mind is, well, how and where can I play? Well, the good news is you can play however you want. You can play with a PlayStation controller, an Xbox controller, a keyboard or mouse, or the Google Stadia controller, which I'll get into in a second. And whenever you want, well, you can actually play this on a Chromecast. You can play it on your laptop, your desktop, your phone, your tablet. They want you to be able to game anywhere you want, and like I said, whenever you want. But let's talk about that Stadia controller, because the Stadia controller is supposed to be, as Phil Harrison said and everyone in that video said, the best way to play Google Stadia. Now, it apparently connects to the cloud as well, so it's getting more of an aligned connection with the games that you're playing on the platform. And this is kind of like the hardware, if you will, that Stadia is providing, that it acts as the conduit, the box, right? The box. I don't want to say because there's no box, but it kind of feels that way, because in order for you to enjoy the games at the best possible quality, you want to be able to use the Stadia controller, which apparently is around $70 total. So it's not the most inexpensive thing, but it's not the most pricey thing. And I wonder how this is going to impact multiplayer games, for example. Will people who are playing on a Google Stadia controller have a more advantageous experience over someone playing with an Xbox One or PlayStation controller? Heck, maybe even a keyboard and mouse. Those are going to be some interesting questions that I want Stadia to answer, because it sounds like that's going to be the case. And there's not really much that we can do about it, just short of buying the Stadia controller. And then there's the conversation around pricing. So the Stadia Pro, which is kind of like their premier, like the first version of it, is going to be $9.99. So that is Stadia Pro, and that is going to come with a, from what I'm understanding, it's going to feature a few of the titles that you can access for free through that subscription. But according to people on Twitter who I've talked to about this, you will still need to purchase the games that are not a part of that bundle. And then there's going to be the Founders Edition, and this is coming at a whopping $129. Now, it's not monthly or anything like that. It's just a one-time fee. And what you get with it, you get quite a bit. You're going to get yourself a Google Chromecast Ultra, a Stadia controller. You're also going to have first dibs on your name. You're also going to have a 3-month buddy pass to give to your friends. It'll also come with 3 months of Stadia services for you to use as well. And it seems like that's a pretty decent bundle. If I had to judge it, I would say I would have liked it to have come by around $100 to $115. Because when they started announcing everything, I was like, oh, maybe this is going to be like a $50 edition, right? But no, then they started putting more stuff onto it and then more stuff onto it. And I was like, okay, maybe $100. And then they kept adding more stuff. So apparently you get Destiny's 2 entire collection in this bundle as well. So you're going to get like a full game experience on top of everything else that's going to come with the Google Stadia platform. Moving on though, my personal thoughts on Stadia and how I feel this can change the landscape of the industry and whether or not you should invest in Google Stadia. Because as far as how it's impacting the landscape of the industry, it's starting to make people think more about gaming on the cloud, which is going to be a very important thing in the coming years. More and more people are going to be taking to it. Do not be surprised if at the Xbox press conference, Microsoft dedicates a lot of time talking about xCloud. And one has to wonder that Stadia probably got ahead of Microsoft because they know that xCloud is going to come with some bangers of announcements and maybe even tied to your already existing Xbox Live subscription. If that's the case, Stadia will have an uphill battle to climb, considering that Microsoft's Azure and the Azure cloud service and their already deep library connections with developers into such is certainly going to have an advantage over the Stadia when that finally comes out. So the cloud gaming wars are about to begin, or the cloud wars. Right? That sounds exciting? No? Okay. Then there's a question of, is it worth it for you to invest in? I think that this is a question that, I'm not going to outright answer yes or no, but I'm going to tell you, what do you value? Do you value the ability to be able to game wherever you want? Do you care about input lag? Because let's be honest here, no matter what Google says, there's still going to be input lag. Nothing will beat a one-to-one hardware connection when it comes to your keyboard, your mouse, your 144 hertz or 240 hertz monitor, and your beefy gaming rig. I don't know if it's going to be for everyone. If you're that gamer that has a crazy setup, this probably means nothing to you because you're going to be gaming at 60 FPS, 4K HDR, which is all well and good on the doohickeys with 4K and HDR, but it's still 60 FPS. Whereas you can play games on your PC at 144 hertz or 240 hertz, a higher frame rate, 200 FPS, you can get that full quality experience. So if you're the beefy rig person, maybe not. But if you're one of those individuals that just like to jump into the deep end as far as technology is concerned, then yeah, go for it. Try it out. I would say try out the Stadia Pro subscription. Now, if you're really serious about Stadia, and you do not have a decent computer, because let's be real, owning a good computer in 2019 is still a little expensive, then perhaps the $129 Founders Edition bundle is going to be up your alley. You can have your Chromecast Ultra, set it to your TV. You can also have your Stadia controller, which apparently is going to connect with the cloud, thus making it into the best way to play games on the platform. You'll have Destiny 2 access as well. There's also just going to be a bunch of other things that they have yet to talk about that I'm sure are going to come with Stadia at launch. So if you're one of those people that don't really have a console that you call home, maybe you're a Switch player primarily, or perhaps you just play games on your phone, then I think Stadia is certainly going to be a good option for you. Again, for me personally, I'm going to get it because I am just addicted to new technology and I just want to talk about and also play the newest things. Even if I don't play it for that long, I just want to like try it out and get it. So I'm probably going to do the Founders Edition because I want to get the Stadia controller as well as the Chromecast Ultra, even though you can get a Chromecast Ultra right now. But I want the Stadia controller, which looks okay. I would have much rather preferred that they flipped the sticks and made the joystick on where the D-pad is, and then the, you know, Xbox style, which is, in my opinion, and, you know, dare I say even fact, the best way to play video games, period. Fight me, PlayStation users. Fight me. So the question now I will pass on to you guys, are you going to pick up the Google Stadia? What platform, or what version I should say, are you going to pick up? Is it going to be the Stadia Pro, or is it going to be Stadia Base? You're not even going to buy it, you're just going to use Base, which, by the way, is their free option that will allow you to be able to play games, but you have to purchase the games, and you can only play up to 720p. So that is certainly going to be an issue. So let me know in the comment section down below, what are you going to do? What is going to be your preference there? Are you even going to pick it up? If not, I want to know why. Sound off in the comment section down below. I hope this video has been very helpful for you. There's so much coming along the horizon here for E3, and then don't forget that I'm going to be hosting the Apex Legends and FIFA reveals at EA Play this weekend. It's going to be sick. I can't wait. Lots of cool stuff are going to be announced. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. But that is it for me. Thank you so much for watching. And if you enjoyed this video, subscribe and hit that little bell there so you can get notified whenever I put out new videos. Also, like it, share it with your friends, let them know your thoughts on Google Stadia, and I will see you in the next Golden Nugget. Peace.